This is Kevin Smith on ESPN Radio, 1690 AM. We want to welcome you guys into the broadcast. This ESPN Radio 360.com special reporting update. I'm Kevin Smith. We are live via the phone right now with Dr. Nat Auten, owner and operator, president, whatever you want to call him, CEO of Total Control Boys, Inc. Dr. Auten, thanks for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm sorry I couldn't join you earlier this week. We had some things pop up, but nonetheless, we are here now, and I'm looking forward to it.
And Dr. Auten, let's start off first and foremost. Let's get down to the basics. Tell me what you thought about your co-owner, Andrew Peeler, drafting your team this year in the draft. We know you were unavailable for that draft, and having him as a co-owner. Tell me how you were pleased, the positives and negatives that were in effect with that draft choices that he made there for your team this year.
You know, I was quite pleased with the job that he did for the team. He came away with some great running backs. We are sitting pretty at running back this year with LaDainian Thomas, Marion Barber, and Willie Parker. We're excited what they can bring to the team. And you can't overlook Donovan McNabb's value. Right, we're a little weak at receiver. We're in negotiations with a few other teams and a few other prospects that we are currently thinking about bringing into camp, give them a look, since that is what this league is for, is giving players looks to see if they have what it takes to make it to the big league.
Okay, now we do understand, news press came out today that the league that you own, that has been around in existence for 8 or 9 years now, right, you guys have postponed your draft for some unanswered and some untold reason. What is that reason from postponing that draft from tonight, scheduled for 8:45, until Sunday at 8:30?
Well, we had some conflicts with some owners. They have some unexpected things arise. We had one person that had some prior engagements with family members. Some unexpected things happened in the family, and we needed to postpone that for them. And it just overall, the night didn't work. We were sorry to let all the future employees of the league to know that, but needless to say, they will be drafted and they will be paid on Sunday.
Awesome. Now, let's get down to business here. The reason why we're having this interview, reason why we're having this conversation, a special report, is because of the words that have been going on between you and owner/commissioner Dr. Goss. Word broke out about a couple weeks ago when you and Dr. Lukowitz, as well as Dr. Ledbetter, three powerhouse owners, joined what is called as a startup league. First time ever that Dr. Goss has ran a league, and you made, and Dr. Lukowitz made, some very controversial comments about calling this more or less a AAA league for you guys to use as farm teams for your TCB and HRI teams that are in the Pro League. Tell me where that came about, you guys saying that as, and we haven't heard anything from Dr. Ledbetter. He's kind of silent right now. What's your take on the whole AAA/farm team for you guys?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. This league is a farm league for us. We are farming players, much as the way baseball uses AAA, AA, single A to find players for the major leagues. We are using this league as a way to test players to see if they can hold up in the big league that we participate in, the fantasy warm-ups. So we are using this for players if they're looking for a way in to that league. This is the way to do it.
Now, is this why you drafted LaDainian Thomas in this league? Because LT has had past, present, and maybe future injuries. Is this why you went with LT in this league as your starting running back, because of injury bugs that he's had, to see if he can come out the first few weeks and progress into maybe making it to the TCB organization?
That's correct. When Andrew Peel and I talked about this, we said, LaDainian Thompson has he's put together some great years, set the league record for touchdowns, and we said, this guy's hitting 30. We don't know what he's going to have in the tank. What's left. So we was like, let's bring him on the farm team, and let's see what he's got. He proves himself week 1, week 2. We're going to bump him up to the big leagues and see if he came with the big boys. Because you're talking about the big league brings in probably, $20 billion to this national to the USA alone. Now, you can throw international all you want to. We can throw those numbers out there, but just to the USA, we're talking $14.9 billion.
Wow. And we're here on ESPN Radio 1690 AM. Kevin Smith, ESPN Special Report with owner Dr. Nat Auten, TCB, based out of Statesville, North Carolina now, talking about the farm team, as he calls it, Farm Team League. His upcoming and the controversy going on between him and Commissioner/owner Tory Goss. Now, some statements have been made here recently. Last one report was August 28th at 6:40 p.m. Special report out from ESPN analyst Matt Mosley reported some controversy going on between you, and it says recently Dr. Auten, owner of TCB Inc., has reported and told a reliable source that he is afraid of this year's point system. He feels that the players should not be rewarded bonus points for things that great players have already done. This, obviously did not come from you, because Matt Mosley makes a comment of saying that you were not there for a quote. Are you afraid of this year's point system in what you call this farm team? And if it's just a farm team or a AAA league for you, knowing that even though it is, you're out to win this thing, why are you worried about the point system as it comes to the bonus of star players?
That's a great question, and I wouldn't say we're worried about it because we feel it's fair. Now, do we feel it's necessary? No, we don't. We feel like players are being rewarded for what they did on the field. They are being credited for the yards they received. So if your player were to rush for over 200 yards, we're giving them credit for 200-plus yards. But we don't feel it's necessary to give them additional points just because they topped the 200-yard mark. You went over 200 yards, here's an additional 6 points. We don't feel that's necessary. We feel that we should give them credit for what they did on the field. So if they rush for 220 yards, you get credit for 220. You don't get a bonus just because you crossed the 200-yard mark or you threw over 400 yards. You get an additional 10 points. We like to see great games. We like to see great players do great things, but we don't feel it should impact the win-loss category for any team. I don't feel it would be right for my team to win off bonus points by any means. And even in a real game, you don't see extra points being added to the scoreboard because Devin Hester runs a return punt 109 yards.
So why is Dr. Goss taking offense to these comments that you're making? Why is it that he is making this ordeal so big, and the lashing from organizations of words going out? I did an interview on August 31st with Dr. Lukowitz of HRI, and he made the comment for us here at HRI and for the team of receivers that we have, it's a plus for them, and it is a plus for them. You look at the receivers that HRI has with Terrell Owens, Chad Ochocinco, TJ Hushmanzada, Marcus Colston. I mean, their receiving corps are those guys that will catch 40-plus yard touchdowns and will go over 150 yards receiving, but that 40-plus yards. So it's a plus for them, and he's saying, but he comes back and he says, I do feel this is like a rookie mistake by the league office. You can take a great player but not know the playbook, just like Dwayne Jarrett down in Carolina, and you'll fail at what you do in life. But Dr. Lukowitz ends it with saying, I am a great player, and I wrote the playbook, and that's why I'm the man and the owner that I am today. I kind of take that same role with you, with TCB, and the powerhouse stats that you have with championships galore, being on the first ever Madden Owners Edition for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. You and Dr. Lukowitz, you're there. Why is it that Dr. Goss is being so sensitive in this area with that?
Well, we feel Dr. Goss has made a rookie mistake being a rookie commissioner. It's his first year running the show, and maybe he just didn't think it through, and he probably did want some high-scoring affairs, but we feel there are different ways to go about getting high-scoring games. You could use the same point system that we do. There's nothing wrong with the point system that we use in the fantasy warm-ups. It's worked for 10 years, and it's developed into a monster league. It's the black gorilla in the room that